Let me say a few words as the new president. After 5 intensive and marvelous days, the time has come to close this conference, and to recapitulate and to digest what we have heard, what we have learned and experienced, and to say goodbye. But before saying goodbye, I would like to congratulate Tina, the main Congress organizer, and her team. You did a fantastic job, and I remember that initially some of us were a little bit skeptical as the idea was circulated that the Congress, to hold the Congress here in Tbilisi. But I dare to say that this may be due to the fact that many of us did not know much about this country. But now we can confirm that it was a very good choice, and we learned a lot, not only about what is going on in lexicography, but also had the possibility to discover a little bit this country, this marvelous country. And I'm pretty sure that some of us will come back. As I am concerned, I will surely come back again. But let me conclude now. I would like to thank Tina and her team again. You organized this Congress very, very professionally, and we had a lot of interesting talks, around table discussion. We agreed upon a resolution to be disseminated, and there was also enough time and space to meet colleagues and to be immersed a little bit in a new culture, which is a perfect combination, as I would say. So, thank you.
Okay, let me also say a few words as now past president. When you come to the end of a conference, the present is turning into the past, and you begin looking back and evaluate. Did we do the right things? What worked? What didn't work? What should we have done differently? Organizing an event like this involves a lot of decision making. So obviously many things can go wrong. Therefore I'm very pleased to be able to say honestly that we made the right decisions. The first decision was coming to Georgia at all. As Andrea said, some people have reservations. It's difficult to get people to travel there. Is it safe at all there? And things like that. Well, this reservation turned out to be a mere prejudice, more than evidence-based. Everyone I've talked to during the week has been overwhelmed with the beauty of the country, the friendliness of the people, and even how easy it was to get here from Central Europe at least. It was the right decision to go to Georgia. A second major decision, the choice of venue. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but then I do it in confidence to you. The original plan was to have the Congress venue at the university, where we met for the opening session. But when we had the program committee meeting in January this year, Tina had second thoughts and suggested that instead this place, fearing that the promised air conditioning system would not be installed in due time for the conference. So we had to make a quick decision, and we followed Tina's recommendation and moved the venue to the Courtyard Marriott. I think this was another right decision. when I've been talking to you during the week, most of you have emphasized the central location as a big attraction of being here. Perhaps it's nicer to be in a historical building, but the location is also very, very important because it gives the participants the opportunity to discover the historical parts of this beautiful city. And this takes me to a third decision that I think I will mention, that we, and in particular Gina and her team, got right, insisting on the social and cultural program as a priority and an important part of the conference. Even if the primary purpose of a conference like this is the presentation of papers and exchange of ideas, I'm sure that what many others will remember afterwards, when we will spring back from Georgia, is also the impressions that we have received from the dance and music at the opening, the wonderful food and wine we've been served, the cultural heritage sites which we have visited, the toasts that we've proposed. All these impressions will resonate, as we now know that it's called, whenever we hear the word Georgia in the future. So we have that in common. And for that, we cannot enough thank the organizers. It's been a pleasure to witness how well everything has worked, and even if Gina has been the driving force in all the organization, our thanks should also go to your team of students who have been very efficient and always smiling, helpful with all the details. So thank you very much, and thank you to all of you for coming. You've been wonderful. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, so my last speech during this week, the closing speech, and let's just sum up what we did and what is the legacy of this Congress. So we had several aims to fulfill. As I said at the opening ceremony, one of the aims of this Congress was to show the role of lexicography in the preservation of linguistic diversity, and the role of lexicography as a multidisciplinary branch of science which incorporates many components like semantic theories, etymology, corpus-based methods, natural language processing. And I'm very grateful to all contributors because we had very positive feedback. We practically had the equal number of papers representing all these important components which make up modern lexicography. Also, our aim was to discuss the status of lexicography, and I think that this roundtable discussion with the resolution and the support documents, I think that we really made one important step forward for our colleagues who will have to stand up and defend this important branch of knowledge in their own countries. So now at least we can say that we are unanimous, and we demand from you the academic recognition of our field because it is so important. I think this was also a very important achievement of our Congress. And also we aimed at further popularization of lexicography in Georgia, and I think that we also achieved this. So thank you all for joining us here, and thank you for helping us show this country, these people, this government, how important it is and how we definitely need support in order to create new models of dictionaries and meet up with the requirements of the contemporary time. I mentioned that 150 participants represented 40 countries. I have here the list of countries, and we also have them in your list of participants. You have the list of participants in your packages. And so what is amazing is the geography of the Congress. Now I will not start listing all these countries, but it's amazing that we had presenters from Brazil, from Chile, from South Africa, from Japan, I think it's very impressive, this wide range. It was not only European association, but we practically had a kind of global, a rehearsal for EURALEX. And also the languages which were addressed in these papers: Afrikaans, Arabic, Basque, Belarusian, Old Church Slavonic, Croatian, Czech, Danish, Dutch, English, French, Georgian and Castilian, German, Greek, Hungarian, Icelandic, Irish Gaelic, Ishizulu, Italian, Japanese, Cat, and so on and so forth. Oh my God! Even Ossetian, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, sign languages. We had some very interesting presentations. Talk pissing, New Guinea Pidgin. So I think that this is also very important, that we have so many languages presented in the Congress with the motto lexicography and linguistic diversity. One of the important legacies of these congresses is that our proceedings become more and more important reference works for the lexicographers. And as you know, we usually publish our proceedings. And here you see where you will find proceedings. Publication. On the home page, you see publication. And this is our publication, which has all the papers, full papers presented at the Congress. All papers were reviewed, as you know. All papers were reviewed, and here we have the page, dedicated page, where we have all the names of reviewers, program committee members, and all our sponsors who made this Congress possible. So the fact that we publish our proceedings before the opening of the Congress, I think this is also very important. And every paper is selected on the basis of 2 reviewers, and in case of doubt, even the third opinion is sought. I think this is also very important. And this makes these proceedings important reference for lexicographers, and not only for lexicographers. I wanted to stress one more thing and have a kind of feedback from you. When we had the program committee meeting in winter here in TBC, it was the idea of us to have a program new kind, so to say, to include 50-word longer abstract in the program, so that the participants had the short description of each paper, not only title and the name, but also short abstract, so that they could decide without consulting the book of abstracts. He even said that maybe we even need to publish book of abstracts, but we are here very book-bound people, so we still decided to publish it. I don't know whether it was useful or not. So I think that it was not a bad idea after all, and maybe we will carry on. At least we will probably have some feedback also from you. And to finish on a more personal note, so I had such warm feedback. We all had such warm feedback from you, all of you thanking us for this organization of the Congress. But you know, you were all wonderful. You were wonderful, and therefore you enjoyed what we did. Because people like you never take things for granted. They appreciate their work and they appreciate other people's work. So it was such pleasure to have you all that we don't know. I don't want to burst into tears now, but I don't know what we will be doing from Monday. I'm afraid we will fall into deep depression. Really, honestly, it was such pleasure to have you. You are so wonderful, all of you, and the papers presented were of such quality, and it's also very important that both the academic side of the Congress was up to the level, and also you enjoyed the cultural component, which means that cultural component is a part of the lexicography, and we have to intensify it in our future Congresses. Now, if you allow me, we have small presents from the university. There are some nice photos and views of Georgia, which we have for our keynotes, and some of our participants. Unfortunately, we could not get it for everyone. So I want to present this volume to Robert Wilson, and to thank him very much for his very interesting speech and just for being with us. To have founding members, to have the founding member of EURALEX with us, I think was great honor for all of us, and we thank you, Robert, for taking this long journey via Istanbul despite this explosion, despite the coup. He did not ask for the changing of the ticket. The brave man, he came to Georgia and made us very happy. So we are all in love with you and we will miss you tremendously. And I want to present this volume to our second keynote speaker, Houston Haken. For his speech about semantic theories. So this will be a nice reminder of this Congress to you, Hughes. And as Joost is not here, Jeffrey left, so we will send these volumes to them or pass them to them somehow. But we have here Thierry Fontenelle, who made a great job by moderating our roundtable. But before that, he started moderating it all through August. So we did not give him time for rest. So we had this very heated discussion all through August. And so thank you very much, Thierry, and thank you for being with us. Thank you for moderating and for just channeling all these discussions into those decisions and the resolution. Thank you very much for this.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
And to our dear colleague from South Africa, Rufus Gauss, for participating in this roundtable, to coming all this long way, to our very esteemed colleague. So yesterday I was in the company of, I don't know, I lost the count of past presidents. So, and all of them were sitting in the succession. There was Thierry, the oldest past president present at this Congress, and then there was Jeffrey, then there was Janet, and then there was Lars. So they were sitting in a succession. And then there was Andrea and Pius next to him. But now we have present Janet here, others left, and so we want to present this volume to our beautiful past president, who despite all the work still joined us. She managed to join us and he stayed one more day to support. And last but not least, we had sponsors, wonderful sponsors, and one of them is present here. Ari, may I present this volume to K Dictionaries for sponsoring this wonderful news dictionary news to us with very important and up-to-date information. Can we have the photo with all the participants? Let's make some photo for the website, for the picture gallery.